Have you ever been in a conversation and suddenly silence? You're talking to someone, everything's going well, and then nothing. Your mind goes blank. You don't know what to say next, and that silence feels so uncomfortable. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. This happens to English learners all the time. But here's the good news. Continuing a conversation isn't complicated. You don't need perfect grammar, you don't need a huge vocabulary, you just need a few simple techniques. And that's exactly what we're learning today on TalkBeam. I'm Sam, your English-speaking friend, and today we're going to make sure you never run out of things to say again. Welcome back to TalkBeam, everyone. If you're new here, welcome. This is not a traditional English classroom. We don't do boring grammar drills or memorization exercises. Here, we learn practical English you can use in real life, the kind of English that helps you feel confident when you speak. Today's topic is something every English learner struggles with at some point: continuing a conversation. Whether you're meeting new people, talking to colleagues at work, chatting with friends, or even talking to strangers, you need to know how to keep the conversation going. And the best part? You probably already know most of the words we'll use today. You just need to learn how to use them. So, are you ready? Let's get started. Before we jump into the techniques, let's talk about why this matters. Think about your first language. When you speak your native language, conversations feel natural, right? You don't think about what to say next. The words just come. But in English, it's different. You're thinking about grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and what to say next. That's a lot to handle. No wonder your mind goes blank sometimes. Here's the thing. Most conversations don't end because you run out of things to say. They end because you don't know how to respond to what the other person just said. You're not listening for opportunities to continue the conversation. Today, I'm going to show you how to listen for those opportunities and how to use simple techniques to keep the conversation flowing. Because here's the truth. People don't expect you to be perfect. They just want to talk to you. They want to connect. And you can do that. I promise. All right, let's get into it. Here are 5 simple techniques to continue any conversation in English. Technique 1. Ask follow-up questions. This is the most powerful technique you'll learn today. When someone says something, you can ask a question about what they just said. It shows you're listening, and it keeps the conversation going. Here's how it works. Person says, "I went to the beach last weekend." Instead of just saying, "Oh, nice," and stopping, you can say, "Oh, nice. Which beach did you go to?" Or, "Oh, nice. Was the weather good?" Or, "Oh, nice. Did you go alone or with friends?" See what happened? You took their information and asked for more. Let's practice. I started a new job last week. What could you ask? "Oh, congratulations. What's your new job?" "Oh, congratulations. Do you like it so far?" "Oh, congratulations. Is it in the city?" I'm learning to cook. What could you ask? "That's great. What are you learning to cook?" "That's great. Are you taking classes?" "That's great. Is it difficult?" See how natural this is? You're just curious about the other person. Pro tip: ask open questions. Questions that start with who, what, where, when, why, or how. These get longer answers. Yes/no questions are okay, but open questions are better for keeping conversations going. Technique 2. Share something about yourself. Conversations are like a game of ping pong. One person says something, the other person says something back. If you only ask questions, it can feel like an interview. If you only talk about yourself, it feels selfish. The secret is balance. When someone shares something, share something similar about yourself. Here's what I mean. Person: I love watching movies. You: Me too. I watched a great movie last weekend. Have you seen anything good recently? See what happened? 1. You shared something about yourself. Me too. 2. You showed you're listening. I watched a great movie. And 3. You asked a question to keep it going. Let's try another. Person: I'm really busy at work right now. I know how that feels. I've been busy too. What kind of work do you do? Again. 1. Shared something. I know how that feels. 2. Showed understanding. I've been busy too. 3. Asked a question. What kind of work? This technique makes conversations feel natural. It's not just Q&A. It's two people sharing and connecting. Technique 3. Use "That's interesting" and add more. Sometimes you need a moment to think, and that's totally okay. Here's a simple trick. When someone says something, say, "That's interesting," or "That's cool," or "Oh, really?" and then add something. This gives you time to think and shows you're engaged. Examples. Person: I'm from Brazil. You could say, "Oh, really? That's interesting. My friend is from Brazil too. Which city?" Person: I love spicy food. You could say, "That's cool. I love spicy food too. Have you ever tried Thai food?" Person: I play the guitar. You could say, "That's interesting. I always wanted to learn. How long have you been playing?" See what happened? You acknowledged what they said, then added a little more, then asked a question. This is so natural. Native speakers do this all the time. Technique 4. Notice what the person is interested in. Here's a secret. People love talking about what they're interested in. When you're in a conversation, listen for clues about what the other person enjoys. If they mention a hobby, ask about it. If they mention a trip, ask about it. If they mention their family, ask about it. People will feel good talking to you because you're showing genuine interest. Let me show you. Person: I spend a lot of time in the garden. Your thoughts? Garden. They probably like plants, nature, or being outside. You could say, "Oh, that's nice. Do you grow flowers or vegetables?" Person: I love going to the gym. Your thoughts? Gym. They probably care about health or fitness. You could say, "That's great. How often do you go?" Person: My kids are really into soccer. Your thoughts? Kids and soccer. They're a parent. They're proud of their kids. You could say, "That's wonderful. How old are they? Do they play on a team?" When you ask about what matters to them, the conversation becomes easy. People will talk for hours about things they love. Technique 5. Use simple phrases to fill the gap. Sometimes you just need a small phrase to keep things moving. Think of these as conversation fillers. They're small, simple, and so useful. Here are some of my favorites. "That's so cool." "No way." "Really? Tell me more." "Wow, that's amazing." "Oh, I see." Interesting. I never thought of that." These aren't big, complicated sentences, but they work perfectly. They show the other person you're listening and interested, and they give you a moment to think of what to say next. Here's how to use them. Person: I just got promoted at work. You: No way, that's amazing. Congratulations. Really? Tell me more. Where are you thinking about? Oh, nice. Did you like it? See, these small phrases make the conversation feel alive and connected. Now, let's review some key vocabulary from today's lesson. These are the words and phrases you'll actually use in conversations. Follow-up question. A question that asks for more information about something someone just said. Example: I asked a follow-up question about her trip. Conversation filler. A short phrase or word that gives you time to think while showing you're listening. Example: I use conversation fillers like, "That's interesting," when I need a moment. Open question. A question that needs more than a yes-no answer. Usually starts with who, what, where, when, why, or how. Example, what do you think is an open question? Show interest. Demonstrate that you care about what the other person is saying. Example, asking questions shows you're interested in the other person. Keep the conversation flowing. To make sure the conversation continues naturally and doesn't end awkwardly. Example, good follow-up questions help keep the conversation flowing. Small talk. Light, casual conversation about everyday topics. Example, at parties, people often start with small talk about the weather. Awkward silence. A moment when nobody is talking and it feels uncomfortable. Example, I hate awkward silence. That's why I always ask questions. Shared experience. Something you have in common with someone else. Example, when I found out we both love hiking, we had a shared experience to talk about. These are simple words, but they're the words you'll use every day in English conversations. Write them down. Practice them. Use them. Now, let's talk about something important but easy. When you ask follow-up questions, you need to use the right question structure. Here's the simple rule. When you use question words, who, what, where, when, why, how, you put the auxiliary verb, helping verb, before the subject. Examples, where did you go? Did plus subject plus verb. What are you doing? Are plus subject plus verb. Why do you like it? Do plus subject plus verb. When you don't use question words, you use a yes-no question structure. Examples, did you like it? Are you coming? Can you help me? Here's something interesting. In casual conversation, native speakers sometimes use question words without inversion. You might hear, you went where? This is informal, but it's common. But for learners, I recommend using the correct structure. It's clearer and more professional. Quick tip. When you're practicing, try this. Take a statement. I went to the park. Turn it into a question. Where did you go? Who did you go with? When did you go? See the pattern? Question word plus did plus subject plus verb. Practice this. It becomes automatic very quickly. Let's put everything together. I want you to imagine you're at a party. You've just met someone new. They say, I'm actually from Spain. I moved here 2 years ago. What can you say? Let's use our techniques. Technique 1. Follow-up question. Oh, nice. Which part of Spain are you from? Technique 2. Share something. That's interesting. I visited Madrid last year. I loved it. Which city are you from? Technique 3. Express interest. Oh, really? That's amazing. What made you move here? Technique 4. Notice their interest. Oh, Spain. I love Spanish food. What's your favorite dish? Technique 5. Use a filler. Wow, 2 years ago? That's so interesting. Do you miss Spain? Now, let's try another situation. You're at work. A colleague says, I'm working on a big project right now. It's really challenging. What would you say? You could ask, what kind of project is it? Follow-up question. Share something. I know how that feels. I'm also working on a challenging project. Share something. Use a filler. Wow, that sounds intense. Tell me more. Use a filler. Notice their interest. You seem very dedicated. What's the most interesting part of the project? Now, Let me show you a real conversation using all our techniques. Person: I just got a new puppy. No way, that's so exciting. What kind of dog is it? It's a golden retriever. She's only 3 months old. That's adorable. I love golden retrievers. My neighbor has one. Is she energetic? Oh yes, she's full of energy. She loves to run around the garden. That's so sweet. I bet she's very cute. What's her name? Her name is Bella. Bella, what a lovely name. How are you training her? See how natural that feels? You listened, you asked questions, you shared things, you showed interest, and you kept the conversation going. And that's how you continue a conversation in English. Let me summarize what we learned today. 1. Ask follow-up questions. This is your most powerful tool. 2. Share something about yourself too. Balance is important. 3. Use phrases like, "That's interesting," to show you're listening. 4. Notice what the person is interested in and ask about that. 5. Use small conversation fillers to keep things moving. Remember, you don't need perfect English to have a great conversation. You just need to be interested in the other person and use these simple techniques. Here's my challenge for you this week. Try to have one conversation in English. It could be with a friend, a colleague, or even a stranger online. Use at least 2 of the techniques we learned today. You'll be surprised how well it works. Now, I have a question for you in the comments below. What do you usually talk about with new people? What topics do you feel comfortable with? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Subscribe to TalkBeam if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you never miss a lesson. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sam, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep practicing, keep talking. You're doing great. Bye.